A businessman's child becomes a businessman. A doctor's child becomes a doctor usually, and turns out often a lawyer or judge's child also becomes a judge. We found that at least 30% of sitting judges of the Supreme Court are related to former judges, and another 30% have parents or grandparents who have been lawyers. Currently, there are 33 judges in the Supreme Court, including Chief Justice of India Sanjeev Khanna. Of these 33 judges, the Print investigation has found that at least 10 are related to former judges, while an equal number had fathers who were lawyers. I'm Apurva Mandhani, and this is part 1 of my two-part series, All in the Family. Over the next few minutes, we look at how a majority of sitting Supreme Court judges have or had a family member in the legal fraternity. But before I begin, I had a request to make. This is a request for all of you to take a subscription for The Print. At The Print, we believe in non-hyphenated, fair, questioning journalism, and for that, we need support of viewers and readers like you. The Print subscription comes with a host of benefits. You can see these benefits on your screens as well. And we've added links to the description of this video on the procedure to take a subscription, as well as the benefits that all our subscribers are entitled to. So just requesting all of you to consider taking a subscription. Now back to our investigation. It is well known that CJI Sanjeev Khanna's uncle was Supreme Court Judge H.R. Khanna, who is known for authoring the sole dissenting verdict in the ADM Jabalpur case in 1976. Now, Justice H.R. Khanna was infamously superseded by the then Indira Gandhi government, which declared Justice M.H. Beg as the next CJI instead. Justice Sanjeev Khanna's father, D.R. Khanna, was also a Delhi High Court judge. Apart from Justice Khanna, he has a list of all the judges who are related to former judges. This information has been collated from publicly available resources and the respective high courts from where the judges were elevated, as well as sources from the Supreme Court. Our investigation also reveals a complex web of interconnections within the legal community, a network cutting across generations and courts. Take the case of Supreme Court Judge Manoj Mishra, for instance. His grandfather and father were both prominent lawyers in the Allahabad High Court, while his brother Apul Mishra is a lawyer. Justice Mishra's wife, Abhilasha Mishra, is related to Justice M.N. Shukla, who is a former Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court. Justice Shukla's grandson, Advocate Rajiv Lochan Shukla, has now been recommended by the Supreme Court for elevation to the Allahabad High Court. Now, Justice Mishra's two sons, Raghuvansh and Devansh Mishra, are practicing lawyers as well. So is Apul Mishra's son, Devvrat Mishra. Raghuvansh is married to Kalpana Sinha, the daughter of former Allahabad High Court Judge Justice Vipin Sinha, who himself comes with a legacy. Justice Vipin Sinha's father was Justice Jagmohan Lal Sinha, who delivered the Allahabad High Court judgment that invalidated the election of then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in 1975. Justice Vipin Sinha's brother is married to Chhattisgarh High Court Chief Justice Ramesh Sinha's sister, and the other brother is a senior advocate in Allahabad. The Indian judiciary, therefore, often has its roots firmly embedded in the legal profession, with the black robe and the gavel often being passed down generations. Not everybody is surprised by these numbers, of course. Former Supreme Court Judge Justice M.B. Lokar says that legacies are everywhere, whether it's medical profession, business, politics, Bollywood, or civil services. Senior advocate Dushyant Dave also concedes that the trend is widespread in the profession. But Dave asserts that the current appointment process is quite seriously flawed, and therefore it narrows down the zone of consideration to the relatives of current or past judges. He told The Print that the process needs to be broad-based so that other lawyers who are equally, if not better, can get an opportunity for judgeship in the High Courts and the Supreme Court. As for possible reforms, Dave does not think that the collegium system can be improved at all, because he says it is seriously inflicted with personal likes and dislikes, personal egos and favoritism. Stakeholders, of course, say that these family connections have their own advantages as well as disadvantages. For instance, senior advocate Saurabh Kirpal agrees that having relatives who may be judges or even senior counsel makes entry into the system much easier with jobs than others initially. In fact, Kirpal told The Print that when he wanted a job, he got his father to call up a senior lawyer he wanted to work with. Just to let all of you know, Kirpal is the son of former Chief Justice of India, Justice B.N. Kirpal, but he asserts that the statistics that the Print investigation found may be reflective of the general privilege that comes along with being the child of a top lawyer or a top judge. He also says that at the time that his father was a judge, it was clearly understood proposition that the child of a judge would not practice in the court where the parent was. Kripal says that this is sadly now something that isn't necessarily happening as much as it should now. In fact, Kirpal says that when his father became a judge in the Supreme Court, he left practicing law for 3 whole years. The Print investigation also found that this seemingly isn't the case anymore. Currently, at least 60% of the sitting Supreme Court judges have children who have studied law, with some of them practicing in Delhi and in various other courts across the country, according to sources in, again, the Supreme Court and the High Courts where these children are practicing. Their lineage has made headlines in the recent past, like in the case of Padmesh Mishra. Last year, Padmesh, who's the son of Supreme Court Judge Prashant Kumar Mishra, was made the Additional Advocate General for Rajasthan. He was appointed the same day that the state's litigation policy was amended on 23rd August last year to allegedly bypass the requisite 10 years experience to be eligible for the AAG post. Currently, the appointment is under challenge before the Rajasthan High Court, while a single-judge bench of the Rajasthan High Court had rejected the petition challenging his appointment, finding nothing wrong with the appointment. An appeal challenging the order has now been filed before a 2-judge High Court bench. Of course, not all judges in the top court have connections to the legal profession. The Print came across at least 4 sitting Supreme Court judges whose parents were civil servants, governors, and even poets. Now, there are divergent opinions among the legal fraternity over bringing in more diversity within the judiciary. Senior advocate Vikas Singh stresses on reinventing the existing system of appointments, with specific criteria being spelled out for who can become a judge. On the other hand, Kirpal views the statistics as a problem of exclusion at the entry levels in the legal profession. However, there seems to be a general consensus over the existing infirmities in judicial appointments. This was part 1 of my 2-part series. I've written a more detailed article on this and I'm adding a link for it in the description of this video. Do watch out for part 2 of this series as well, which would focus on High Court judges. This is Apurva Mandhani for The Print. For more such videos, do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.